Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. So, we're going to talk a bit about the American healthcare system. Yeah, I'm going there. All right, before we get into that though, I need you guys to click down below. You see that subscribe button, that red subscribe button? Click it. Come on, come join the fam. You know you wanna. You're also going to want to click the notification bell so that you can be told each and every time I post. Now, let's get into this. So, I've been dealing with something for over 2 months at this point. This is just an example of why I think the healthcare system in America is broken. We are very, very, very lucky that we have the doctors we do, and that we have the science and the innovation that we do. However, that's a big however. There are so many aspects of the healthcare system that, pardon my language, are just screwy. Well, that's an okay word. Not quite encompassing it all, but screwy. And as a woman with Turner syndrome, the healthcare system is something that's kind of important. I mean, obviously it's important for people who don't have Turner's as well, but it's super important for somebody that has, a pre-existing condition. And the situation that I've been dealing with for 2 months doesn't make it any different. Doesn't make it any easier. So, Halloween day, I turned in an at-home sleep study. I've been noticing that I've been super tired. I haven't slept well. I'm always waking up throughout the night multiple times, either to go to the bathroom or just because I can't sleep. I didn't understand it. And I've been really frustrated with feeling so tired. So I mentioned it to my doctor, and in combination with having some blood pressure issues, she's like, you know what? Let's get you tested for sleep apnea. That can be a cause of unexplained high blood pressure, especially where you're on meds and you're still having some fluctuations that make it high. Can't hurt to test you. So they send me for a test. I have to go see that doctor in order to set up an appointment to do the in-home sleep test. A little counterintuitive to me, but okay. So I see them, get the study done, or get the appointment done to be able to get the sleep study, get that scheduled. And I pick it up, do the test, and I turn it in Halloween day. A week later, I still had not heard from my doctor. So I called. Nobody answered, so I left a message. Didn't get a call back. Now this is all this call is with the chest medicine people. Didn't get a call back. Waited the next day, so it was the day after I had left the message, just to see if they'd call back the next day. Nothing. So the day after that, I called again. Still nothing. Like, didn't get to talk to anybody. I was supposed to leave a message again, so I didn't bother. I knew I was going to be in the area the next day, so I figured I'll just go in. So the next morning, I went in. And I walk into the front, and I tell them, hey, this is what's going on. This is, I'm looking for the results. It's been a week. She looks at me and goes, "Oh, honey, it takes at least 2 weeks to read that test." Okay. All right. So I wait 2 weeks. So it's been 3 weeks at this point since I've turned in this test. And I still hadn't gotten a call back. So I finally called back in. I'm like, hey, it's been 3 weeks since I took this test. I still don't have any of my information. What is going on? And they finally tell me, yeah, you've got severe obstructive sleep apnea. So this is around 20th-ish of December. Okay? Again, ish of December, like 20th-ish of December. And actually, no, it would have been around the 14th because I waited 2 weeks. No, it was around the 20th, excuse me. Sorry, I'm getting myself all discombobulated. The date honestly is irrelevant. It was about 3 weeks after I took the test that I finally got this information. So I'm like, okay, so what are the next steps? They tell me, well, your next steps, we're going to give you a CPAP, but you have to come in and do an overnight study so that we can figure out your levels and fit you with a mask and all of that. And then you'll go home with a CPAP. Okay. Like, can I schedule that? Oh, no, we'll have somebody call you. So I wait. A week. Nothing. Nothing. Another week goes by with me calling every couple of days. Nothing. Finally, it had been about 2 weeks. And they tell me, oh, your insurance hasn't approved you for the in-lab sleep study yet. Okay, so what do I need to do to get that going? Like, do I need to call them? What's going on? Like, let's get this process moving. Oh, yeah, we should be hearing from them anytime now. With Thanksgiving and everything, it's taking a little longer. I'm so sorry. Okay, so I wait a couple of days. And they had told me, like, wait like 2 days and then you should have an approval at this point. So I call in again 2 days later to check. Hey, I was told to check in about this, da da da. And I was also calling for something else. Not for me. And so I asked when I was on the phone, I was like, has my sleep study been approved yet? Oh, yep. Your in-lab sleep study has been approved. Yep, let me get you over to the person that scheduled some. So I call, or I leave a message, wait for a call back, didn't get one. So I was in the area again the next day. So I was like, I'll just stop in. Nobody's called me. So I stop in. My sleep study still had not been approved, but this office told me, oh, yeah, it had been approved. Somebody in the front had told me it had been approved. So the doctor scheduled me for the appointment. Was like, we'll get it figured out because I'm scheduling a ways out. And we'll just schedule it, and then if you don't get approved, we'll figure it out from there. So I'm like, okay. So they scheduled me, and I believe it was the end of January or February that the test would have been. So a ways out. I was frustrated by that. Well, come to find out, about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, ish, somewhere around there, I find out that it was denied. So actually just a few days after I found out, just a few days after I made the appointment, less than a week after I made the appointment, we found out that I had been denied. So I called, like, hey, I got denied. What am I supposed to do? They said, oh yeah, we'll set you up and you're gonna do an in-home one. We'll get you figured out. Don't worry about it. You just have to wait for them to call you because we're sending out the information to the people that would do your CPAP so that they can figure it out. Like, okay. Another week goes by. I still hadn't heard from them. In a couple more days. Nothing. And finally, just yesterday, I get a call from the sleep study people. Or the CPAP people. Oh, the insurance we have for you is old. It was denied. So I had forgotten that we got a new insurance card. So this is partially my fault. I had forgotten that we got a new insurance card on January 1st. So the approval was denied because the request was put through for them, or they went to put the request through after January 1st. So that was denied. So I had to give them my new information, and now I have to wait. And so this was yesterday, Friday. So I have to wait until at least Monday to now get an appointment because they had to wait for an approval in order for me to be able to take the sleep study test. All I want is to be able to get this CPAP and be done with it. I don't understand why in America it's this much work. Like, I'm not even kidding you. I turned in this test Halloween morning. October 31st, I turned in this test. We're now into January. So it has been more than 2 months. It's going on 3 months. The end of January will be 3 months that I have been dealing with it, going into 4 months. So I've been dealing with this for more than 2 months. For a simple CPAP study. Literally, it will take maybe an hour. It's literally just, yeah, that setting works for you. Here's the mask. There you go. It works. You're set. That's it. Or, had I done the in-lab sleep study instead of them sending me the home sleep study the first time, I could have had it all done right then and there. I swear, our healthcare system makes no sense. There is no reason it should be taking this long. And I know, like, they have other patients, and I know I'm not their only patient. I'm not, like, a diva, I promise. Just the fact that something like that, like, it's unlikely. But I stop breathing 38 times in an hour when I'm sleeping. 38 times. I could literally die. Like, yes, it's unlikely because it's not as severe as some. I hate comparing, but it's not as severe as some. But still, the fact that I stop breathing 38 times in an hour is scary. It shouldn't take this long to get something done. It really shouldn't. And that's just one example of so many different things. I don't know how many times I had to fight for certain, like, medication. Like, I'm supposed to be on birth control, and certain ones just didn't work for my body. My insurance denied other ones unless I had a specific reason, and, like, I had to fight for it. I had to keep getting, like, different prior authorizations and just stupid steps that made things so much more difficult than they needed to be. I don't understand. Our American healthcare system, we've got to figure something out and we've got to fix it. I wish I had the answers. I wish I knew what to do to make it better. I know I know what needs to happen. I just don't know how to go about it. I know we as consumers need to be able to be more in charge of our healthcare. I know that doctors should be able to be able to make decisions with their patients more than they are allowed to because of healthcare plans. And I don't think it should be as expensive as it is. I'm sorry, but somebody having cancer shouldn't bankrupt the entire family. Somebody shouldn't have to choose, well, if I do cancer treatments, it's going to bankrupt my kids. There's no reason it should be that bad. If you guys have similar stories, comment down below. I'm sure some of you do. Or if you have a different type of healthcare system than we do that you think works better, or if you have ideas of different healthcare systems that would work better than what we do, comment down below and tell me. I'm really interested to see other ideas, and maybe we can get one out there that might actually work to fix our healthcare system. I can't be the only one that thinks this healthcare system is completely broken, I'm sure. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.